So it's been a minute since I was here. A lot has happened. A lot has happened in our world. My gosh. Let's see, I was here back in May. And just this very week, we had significant changes with decisions from our Supreme Court that impact our lives. And, all of those decisions are impactful to all of us. So I know a lot of people have some emotions rising and falling and twisting and turning and wondering, what do we do? Where do we go? How do we be now? And I know some women who are deeply concerned. I know ministers this morning, it used to be as a minister I would write my talk on Monday or Tuesday, and by Sunday it was still relevant. And that doesn't happen anymore. It's irrelevant because so much happens at such speed that we can't ignore the movement of life and the movement of the consciousness of us as individuals, us as community, and the greater community. And, I chose to talk about remembering a couple of weeks ago, and my goodness, it seems pertinent today to still talk about remembering, but perhaps in a slightly different way. So I want to ask, how are you? How are you today? Upset. Maybe some are a little concerned that if they haven't lost some rights already, that they may in the near future. And some of us, we're past our reproductive days. I'm a white woman. I don't have to worry about race, do I? I'm a cisgender heterosexual female. I don't have anything to worry about. Yet all of my brothers and sisters do. So that brings it to my heart, because I am part of that humanity. I am part of that consciousness of the collective, that what I think and what I hold impacts that. So I am fastidious about my thoughts. So today we're going to talk about remembering. So let's step way back in time. Remember when you were a child, and some of us have a little further to go. But think about when you were a child and being read a story. Imagine yourself back in those days curling up in a cozy chair or being tucked into bed under a warm blanket and being read a story. Take yourself back into those moments, that it was comfortable and cozy. Imagine that feeling as the voice of the reader spoke the words into the space. Remember the vibration of the space and the words as the story unfolded. And I want to read a story to you today, if you will indulge me for a few moments. It's a story written by Neil Donald Walsh. You may have heard of him. And I believe it speaks really deeply to us today. And can you keep a secret? A lot of people think that it's a children's story. But I can assure you it's anything but. So this book was gifted to me in 2010, so 12 years ago. And I've turned to this book numerous times. Mostly at times when I have forgotten. I have forgotten who I was and who others are. So I want to share this story with you. It's called The Little Soul and the Sun. A long time ago, there was a little soul who said to Creator, "I know who I am." Creator was quite excited. "That's wonderful. You already know who you are." "Who are you?" The little soul replied, "I'm the light." And Creator was delighted. "That's right, you are the light. The little soul was so happy because it had already figured out what all the other souls in the kingdom were there to find out. The little soul said, "That's really cool." But soon, knowing who it was not enough. The little soul felt a stirring inside and now wanted to be who it was. So the little soul went back to Creator and said, "Hey, Creator, now that I know who I am, is it okay for me to be that?" And Creator said, "You mean you want to be who you already are?" "Well," replied the little soul, "it's one thing to know who I am, and it's another thing to actually be it. I want to feel what it's like to be the light." "But you already are the light," said Creator. "Yes, but I want to know what it feels like to be that light." "Well, I suppose I should have known," replied Creator. "You always were the adventuresome one." Then the expression changed. "There's only one thing." "Well, there's nothing but light. You see, I created nothing but what you are, and so there's no easy way for you to experience yourself as who you are, since there is nothing that you are not. There is nothing that you are not." "What?" said the little soul, who was now confused. "Think of it this way," said Creator. "You are like a candle in the sun. Oh, you're there all right, along with a million gazillion other candles who make up the sun. And the sun would not be the sun without you. No, the sun would be without one of its candles. And it wouldn't be the sun at all. It wouldn't shine as brightly. Yet how to know yourself as the light when you're amidst the light, that's the question." "Well," said the little soul, "you're Creator. Think of something." Once more Creator smiled. "Why, I already have. Since you cannot see yourself as the light when you are in the light, we will surround you with darkness." "What's darkness?" asked the little soul. "It's that which you are not," replied Creator. "Will I be afraid of the dark?" asked the little soul. "Only if you choose to be. There's nothing really to be afraid of unless you decide that there is." "Oh," said the little soul, feeling a little better. Then Creator explained that in order to experience it at all, the exact opposite will appear. Because without it, you can't know anything like it. You can't know warm without cold, up without down, fast without slow. You wouldn't know left without right, here without there, now without then. And so Creator continued, "When you are surrounded with darkness, don't shake your fist or raise your voice or curse the darkness. Rather, be the light in the darkness. And don't be mad about it. Then you will know who you really are, and all the others will know too. Let your light shine so that everyone will know how special you are." "You mean it's okay to let others see how special I am?" asked the little soul. "Well, of course," Creator chuckled. "It's very okay. But remember, special does not mean better. Everybody is special, each in their own way. Yet many have forgotten that. They will see that it's okay for them to be special only when you see it's okay for you to be special." "Wow," said the little soul, dancing and skipping and laughing. "I can be as special as I want to be." "Yes, you can, and you can start right now," said Creator, who was dancing and skipping and laughing right along with the little soul. So what part of special? Asked the little soul. I don't understand. Well, God explained, being the light is being special, and being special has a lot of parts to it. It's special to be kind, gentle, creative, patient. Can you think of other ways to be special? To which the little soul replied, I can think of lots of ways. It's special to be helpful and sharing and friendly, and it's special to be considerate of others. Yes, you can be all of those things as part of special. That is what is meant by the light. Oh, I know what I want to be. I know what I want, replied the little soul. I want to be the special part called forgiving. Isn't it special to be forgiving? Yes, Creator said, that's very special. Okay, that's what I want to be. I want to be forgiving, said the little soul. I want to experience myself as forgiving. There's one little thing you should know, replied Creator. Now the little soul was becoming a little impatient. It always seemed as though there were some complications. What is it? Sighed the little soul. There is no one to forgive. No one? Said the little soul, who could hardly believe what he had heard. No one. Everything that I have made is perfect. There is not a single soul in creation who is less perfect than you. Look around you. It was then that this little soul realized that a large crowd had gathered. Souls had come from far and wide. Looking at the countless other souls gathered, the little soul had to agree. None appeared less wonderful, less magnificent, or less perfect than the little soul itself. Such was the wonder of the souls gathered round, so bright was the light, that the little soul could scarcely gaze upon it. Who then to forgive? Boy, this is going to be no fun at all, grumbled the little soul. I wanted to experience myself as one who forgives. I wanted to know what that part of special felt like. Just then, friendly soul stepped up. Not to worry, little soul, I'll help you. You will? Said little soul. What can you do? Why, I can give you someone to forgive. Certainly. I can come into your next lifetime and do something for you to forgive. But why would you do that? The little soul asked. You being of such utter perfection, you who vibrate with such a speed that creates light so bright that I can hardly gaze upon you. What could cause you to want to slow down your vibration to such a speed that your light would become dark and dense? What would cause you to do that for me? Oh, that's simple. I would do it because I love you. The little soul seemed surprised. Don't be so amazed, said the friendly soul. You have done the same thing for me. Don't you remember? Oh, we have danced together, you and I, many times. Through the eons, across the ages, we have danced. Across all time, in many places, we have played together. You just don't remember. Thus they came together, you and I, many times before, each bringing the other the exact and perfect opportunity to express and experience who we really are. And so the friendly soul explained a little further. I will come into your next life and be the bad one this time. I will do something very terrible. Then you can experience yourself as one who forgives. But what will you do? Oh, replied this friendly soul, we'll think of something. Then the friendly soul seemed to turn very serious and said in a quiet voice, you are right about one thing, you know. What is that? The little soul wanted to know. I will have to slow down my vibration and become very heavy to do this not so nice thing. I will have to pretend to be something very unlike myself. So I have but one favor to ask of you. Oh, anything, anything at all, cried the little soul. What is it? What can I do for you? You're such an angel to be willing to do this for me. Of course, this friendly soul is an angel, Creator said. Everyone is. Always remember I have sent you nothing but angels. And so the little soul wanted more than ever to grant the friendly soul's request. What can I do for you? Little soul asked again. In the moments that I strike you and smite you, the friendly soul replied, in the moments that I do the worst to you that you could possibly imagine, in that very moment, yes, said the little soul, yes, and the friendly soul became quieter still. Remember who I am. Oh, I will, cried the little soul. I promise I will. I will always remember you as you are right here and now. Good, said the friendly soul, because you see, I will have been pretending so hard that I will have forgotten myself. And if you don't remember me as I really am, I may not be able to remember myself for a very long time. Once again, the little soul promised to remember. And so the agreement was made, and the little soul went forth into a new life, excited to be the light, which was very special, excited to be that part of special called forgiveness. And the little soul waited anxiously to be able to experience forgiveness and to thank whatever other soul made it possible. To thank whatever soul made that possible. And in all the moments of the new life, whenever a new soul appeared on the scene, whether that new soul brought joy or sadness, and especially if that soul brought sadness, the little soul thought of what Creator had said. Always remember, I have sent you nothing but angels. So it is. A children's story, perhaps, but it means a lot to me. For me, we're living in a time of great forgetfulness, enormous forgetfulness. Many of us have forgotten who we really are. I forget, and I need to be reminded. I have friends and family who do that. We have forgotten that we are light. We have forgotten that everyone who appears in our life is light. Pretending not to be who they truly are, so that we can learn, so that we can grow, so that we can expand, so that we can practice forgiveness and love and compassion and kindness. We have come into a space and time that our life might feel shrouded by darkness, filled with anger and hatred and resentment and othering. Othering according to race and national origin, religion or gender, or who we love or how we love, controlling guns and other weapons, ageism and how we govern. We've become shrouded in anger and darkness, perhaps. And we can shift from those distracting emotions. We can shift and return to the light that we truly are. We all can do that. But first, we need to recognize our forgetfulness. We need to recognize that we have forgotten who we truly are. Then we can call ourselves into a space of remembering by whatever tools we have in our midst to do that. For me, this book is one of them. Reading devotionals and inspirational writings, reading stories of people like Mahatma Gandhi, like the Dalai Lama, like Desmond Tutu, who clearly remembered their light and shined their light for the world. And when we recognize once again that we are the light, we can see others as the light, no matter how they show up in our world. And let's be honest, people show up for us in very peculiar ways. Yes, very peculiar ways. Yes. But we can begin to see others as that light when we remember our light. We can then call others to rise to their light. We can be the rememberers for others. We can ask them to remember their truth. We can call ourselves and others into that consciousness of truth, absolute truth, beyond anything that this human realm presents to us. And when we can remember those people that trigger us, those people that anger us, those people that stir us, are truly doing what Friendly Soul did for Little Soul. There's a belief in Buddhism that once a soul has evolved and become fully enlightened, they no longer need to come back into this world. But souls agree to come back into this world to be our teachers. Oh. Imagine an enlightened soul, so bright, so brilliant, being willing to come back into my life as something that it is not, to teach me how to be my light. Imagine that person that pushes your button the most, that person that touches your anger and your wounds and your resentment and all of that in you, being truly an enlightened soul that has agreed to come back to be that just for you, just for me. How will I face that person with that idea that they're here to usher me into a greater consciousness for myself and humanity? We faced issues just this week with the Supreme Court reversing Roe v. Wade. It's been promised that there are many things to be challenged next. The right to use contraception, the right to have same-sex relationships and marriage. It's been promised. So how will we step into that? We're all touched by the decisions of our higher courts and by legislation. We can't pretend not to be. If not us personally, then those around us, our families, our friends, the people that we love. So we must practice our spiritual life of forgiveness, of prayer and meditation, of mindfulness, being present. This present moment is a wonderful moment. Right here and right now, I can say present moment is a wonderful moment. I can say that most moments of the day, present moment is a wonderful moment. Even in anger, present moment can be a wonderful moment because that anger can stir us into action. It can stir us into a positive action, but we have to settle that anger first so that we're not moving in the world perpetuating more anger, that we're moving in our world guided by love that dissolves the anger. Then I can march bravely across the world, remembering that we are the light. We can be the light for ourselves and for others, and we can see the world through the lens of its beauty and of its goodness. So I'm going to ask you to pause right now and to close your eyes if you need to, but you can leave them open. Just bring an image of a person who does push your buttons, who challenges you, who puts you into that feeling of anger, unsettledness. Allow that image to come to mind. And remember the truth about them, that they too are the light. So hold them in that knowing of light. Claim the divinity of them. Claim the truth of them. And either silently or aloud, speak these words to them. You are divine. You are light. You may need to repeat that a few times until it's genuine and sincere and loving. But bring your heart to a space of recognizing that light, that divinity of the other. Now bring an image of a person or an experience that you care deeply about, that you enjoy a loving relationship with them, and speak those same words to them. You are divine. You are the light. Feels right. It feels good. And now remember that you are that same light. You are that same love. So I want you to take this mirror and I want you to look into this mirror and pass it around when you're complete and speak these words into the mirror. I am divine. I am love. I am divine. I am the light. Hold that image as you go about your day of your own face in the mirror, remembering that you are divine, that you are the light. And when we remember this truth, we get to go into the world and carry that, and we march across the world with that truth as us. To be the light in all the places that look dark today. To be the light in all the places and nooks and crannies and corners of our communities, of our world that hurt and suffer. And we can be that light. So let's affirm that together. I am divine. I am divine. I am the light. I am the light. And so it is. Namaste.